Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video of the 100 Days to CLAT series. So this is day 61 away from the CLAT exam. So let us start the video. Through this video we are trying to create an accountability system for me and the viewers of the series, wherein we discuss the tasks of the day followed by the hours clocked in, and vocabulary ke baad we discuss the most important thing, wherein I discuss the mistakes, observations and strategies which I am going to follow for the following days. In today's video I will also be covering how do you solve AR or how do you approach AR from the perspective of CLAT. So it would be a really fruitful part. I've learned a lot in AR in the recent past, so I would also share my personal experience of the CLAT 2025. So these were the tasks which I have set for myself. Analysis 2 hours. I feel 2 hours were just too much. I shouldn't have done that much of analysis. Vocabulary 1 hour plus 15 minutes. Yesterday's vocabulary part plus today's vocabulary part. So it was 1 hour over there. GPT tutorials, short stories, two things which I didn't do. Grammar I did for 45 minutes. I happened to think of doing one-liners of March and August, but I recently saw the September CLAT Express, so I improved and went to that CLAT Express and I did 1 hour 15 minutes. Again, this was also really terrible because 1 hour 15 minutes I only happened to do two topics, which is really bad. Then I did this English ka speed test sectional followed by the legal sectional. I also happened to record my time, speed, everything. So from now on I would be doing these things as well. So I followed it with QT. I clocked in around 8 hours for the day. Now let us go for the vocabulary part. You guys can take a screenshot of it. And the reason why I say you guys to read the vocabulary from my videos is because these vocabs are being repeated in the mocks, and I've recently improved myself in my vocabulary part because I was really weak at that. So it is really helping me. I hope it helps to you guys as well. So this is one of the star things which I have found, and that is GK में I am not reading the passages. So that is a habit which I am unintentionally inculcating, and it would backfire me on the day of CLAT exam because पिछले 2 बार से आप देख सकते हैं कि you get the GK का everything in the passage itself, so you need to have that habit of at least taking a gist of the passage. So from the next mock itself, that is the star thing which I am going to follow, non-negotiable, and not following -5 minutes. So what I am doing is I am attempting the mock in 2 hours. Again, that will also backfire on the CLAT day, so I need to have a habit of attempting the mock in only 1 hour 55 minutes. So what I will do is I'll start the mock at 2:05. So such that because of this, what would happen is I would create that habit. I cannot just अब जैसे लास्ट में टाइम बच रहा है, so I could take that time, वैसी habit हट जाएगी. I have to do it in 1 hour 55 minutes. It would be a compulsion more of a. So I would create that habit from the next mock itself. Again, this is also non-negotiable. Logical reasoning में speed issues हो रहा है, so how I would tackle that is by giving some sectionals, and I'm doing some stuff for increasing my speed, and I will share it with you guys if at all it works. Focus on singular plural, ये logical reasoning के perspective से भी है, and this is also from the perspective of legal, because legal में singular plural I'm not focusing on the wordings of it, and I'm getting a few questions wrong here and there. जैसे amendment का एक question था, it asked me amendment not amendments, so उधर मैं I got it wrong, so I would focus on that. When only two options, two words, figure of speech. When there are figure of speech में generally metaphor ही होता है answer, but if there are only two words, then it is generally alliteration or consonants. This is a general observation of mine. Okay, this is the English का framework. You guys can also copy, or you guys can also make some suggestions for me on this part. For whenever there are two options, what I would do is first I will see which of them is more pertaining to the main idea. That is the first thing. Second thing I would see is which of them is having extreme words, so that would be eliminated from my side. Which of them is more pertaining to the tone of the passage. So this is the part which I happened to miss in a few questions, and I got a few questions wrong here and there. So I would look after it from my next mock. So tone of the option also matters. So sophistication means अब जैसे when there are options which are having a lot of commas, the chances of that option being right is very high, and do not fall for complex vocabulary. अब जैसे some options are having really nice vocab terms, more often than not that would be a wrong option. And for analytical reasoning, see what happened in analytical reasoning last year is I did AR as my first logical reasoning का passage, and I screwed it up really bad. I spent around 10 minutes, कुछ हुआ ही नहीं, हला ही नहीं. And if you are aiming for the top 3 NLUs and you are realizing कि आप 6 क्वेश्चन सीधा सीधा छोड़ कर आ रहे हो, then you possibly cannot expect yourself to get into the top 3. So this is the point where I actually broke down in my mock, and this was the turning point from my mock. अगर मैं यहाँ पर broke down नहीं होता, so chances are I would be sitting in Nalsar by now, because I lost Nalsar by a really small of a margin. So analytical reasoning में what you have to have a mindset is of analytical reasoning is more of bonus questions. So आप analytical reasoning अगर आप solve कर रहे हो, so it is more of a bonus thing rather than treat it separately from the mock questions. It is like bonus. आया आया, नहीं आया नहीं आया, नहीं आया तो किसी का नहीं आया is also a mindset one shall develop. So what you do in analytical reasoning, first take a gist of analytical reasoning का. If it is small and there are not a lot of variables in it, just go for it. Spend around 5 minutes. 5 minutes में अगर बन रहा है, only then spend a few minutes more. अगर वो 5 मिनट में नहीं हल रहा है question, then simply it is wise enough to leave that question for the last and forget analytical reasoning कभी आया भी है आपके पेपर में, because AR came 2 times in CLAT 2020 में and 2025 में, and both of them, if I'm not wrong, though maybe the AR was wrong. So CLAT को AR से बहुत बड़ी दुश्मनी है, I guess. They cannot even formulate a simple paper of ARs. So that is how one shall have a mindset for AR. पहले देखना है if there are not many variables, then attempt it. अगर आप 5 से 7 मिनट स्पेंड कर रहे हो और वो हल रहा नहीं है AR का सेट, just leave it. Treat analytical reasoning as your bonus, not as the mock questions. एंड इफ़ अगर आपसे नहीं बन रहा है वो AR का, तो किसी से भी नहीं बन रहा है. हैव दिस माइंडसेट, इट वुड बी गुड टू गो एंड प्रैक्टिस अ लॉट ऑफ AR क्वेश्चंस. व्हाट आई डू इज़ आई प्रैक्टिस द SSC CGL के AR क्वेश्चंस. सो उधर में द AR डिफ़िकल्टी इज़ वे अबाउ द CLAT लेवल. सो इट गेट्स अ बिट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस, इट मेक्स यू फील अ बिट कॉन्फिडेंट कि आप जब उतने हाई डिफ़िकल्टी के कर रहे हो. एंड इफ़ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व अ सिंपल AR क्वेश्चन, दैट मोर ऑफन देन नॉट मीन्स दैट क्वेश्चन इज़ रॉन्ग. सो हैव दैट माइंडसेट. So it would really help. Do let me know if you have any suggestions for AR as well. Now coming for the week forward. So week forward में ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं because boot camp है. So I do not know what is exactly going to happen in the boot camp. So this is one thing which I would really cherish myself if I happen to complete it. That is CLAT Express September. So these 2 days I will try my best to do that. Then a few GK tests here and there. इंग्लिश के 2 सेक्शनल्स, आई विल गिव 1 मोर सेक्शनल ऑफ इंग्लिश टुडे. एक कल दे दिया था, एक आज दे दूंगा. वोकैबलरी नॉन नेगोशिएबल, टोन्स और स्टोरीज भी थोड़ा रिविजन्स एंड ऑल कर लूँगा. लीगल में आई विल गिव 2 सेक्शनल्स, एक कल दे दिया था, एक आज दे दूंगा. जी के सम डेज आई विल गिव, बट आई विल ट्राई टू मेंटेन दैट कंसिस्टेंसी इन जी के. एंड न्यूज़ इज समथिंग विच इज़ नॉन नेगोशिएबल, रोज़ ही कर लूँगा न्यूज़. सो आई बिलीव दैट इज़ इट फॉर द डे. If you guys have any suggestions for me, do let me know in the comment section or the Telegram channel. You can also join the Telegram channel, and this AR ka question was also asked on my Telegram channel, so you would get quality advice for the queries which you have. Bye.